to Wild Moos. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Amy.
And we are bringing you a real, raw and raucous podcast.
An unfiltered truth behind running a business and running a family.
Dive in.
Okay, come on, go. Clapperboard.
Because I'm happy. No? Too much. Action!
The virtual clapperboard is back.
Episode.
I don't know. I think we're just going straight in. Season 2, episode 1.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Wow.
Martin said to me the other day, "Why are you doing seasons? Nobody does seasons. Not even Stephen Bartlett. Who do you think you are?" I was like,
number one fan.
I don't actually know why we're doing seasons. I think it was to give us a break, wasn't it?
Yeah, we don't have to do... Oh, now I feel like I've got an identity crisis on my hands.
Who are you?
Who even are you?
Yeah.
Who is she? Where did you find her?
Who is she? Oh, God, I love that. Make our own rules up, don't we?
Yeah, too fucking right.
Who gives a shit?
Who gives a hoot? So, we were on a break.
We were on a break.
So we are back, and it's been a little while, right?
It's been about a month, hasn't it? Since we recorded. It's 3 or 4 weeks.
How has it been for you not recording and not having me in your life on a regular?
So depressing. It's actually been really tough because I'm so used to hashing things out with you. However, it was the right time also because work was so chaotic. Yes. I think if we'd have squeezed it in, it wouldn't have been any good because I was so stressed. You were stressed. And it, we've said, haven't we, if it doesn't feel right, don't force it.
Yeah, and we booked one in, didn't we? And we just both agreed that we can't do it. We are overstretching ourselves.
Yeah.
There is a lot to be said for that.
Awareness. Because this is joy and fun and fills our love cup, isn't it? And if it's stressful or forced, then we're not doing it for the right reasons. And it just was the last month, like my feet have not touched the ground. I feel like my head's going to pop off.
I got a really good visual there. Well
I know, like... I actually feel like that. If I was a cartoon, I'd be like the Roadrunner and then at the end my head would pop off.
So why are you feeling like that? What's going down? Tell us.
It has just been... I feel like the universe is firing me so much shit. Can you deal with it? And I'm like punching it away. Can you deal with this? Take this, take that, take that.
What is it? Is it the bazooka? Like when you get down and ready. She's going. Let's set off the rocket.
Oh my God. I genuinely feel like that. And I was speaking to Katie Godfrey, bless her, and she said, I'm a massive believer that when you are on the edge of greatness, something massive is going to happen, but the universe is going to send you tests to see if you can cope with it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I can cope with it. Okay, I can cope with it.
I got the message.
I got it, loud and clear. Just loads of stuff, salon stuff. I'm trying to sort out Horsham, which is going better. Management, the team, recruitment, all of that, remote and being there. So I'm travelling loads at the minute. Hazelmere has decided to exit her franchise agreement and focus on her health, which she needs to, and I'm really proud of her for her decision, because her franchise agreement is coming to an end very soon anyway, and it was just a mutual, like, we're not going to renew, or, she's had 5 years, and she's had a really rough road because she opened 6 months before COVID, so it's not been easy.
Yeah.
She needs to focus on her health and her family. So we've had that. That was a really hard conversation because we started the franchise journey together. And I just, very clearly, I want to finish it with you together as well. And it's been emotional. It's been quite sad. For everything, I went and helped her tell the team, I want to support her as much as possible, but it's really emotional.
That must really take its toll on you, carrying that weight. How do you deal with it? What do you do? Oh,
I don't know. I feel like I just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Like I genuinely felt like it was the right thing to happen for her and for the business.
Yeah.
But also I've got to protect my brand, I've got to protect my business. And I knew that I had another franchisee that was very eager to have that territory. So after the conversation for Hazelmere, it was then, right, we need to have a conversation because the territory is now available. And it would be a real shame. We've got some really loyal clients that go there. It would be a real shame to lose a Moos in that particular town. So, yeah, it was like, let's see. And actually the franchisee that I was speaking of, she wanted it. And there's no point in her going in and setting up another premises down the road when this one's already set up with branding.
Yeah.
So I think she's spoken to the landlord, she's going to take over the lease and things like that. Because as a franchisor, I have step-in rights as well. So that means that to protect the brand and the clients and the staff and things like that, I can step in and take over. It wasn't as simple with this situation. But also I've got enough on my plate managing my own salons. And excitingly, we've got another franchise in Winchester, which has been confirmed.
Brilliant.
I'm so excited. So there's just loads and big things going on.
Yeah.
I've been spread very thin. Yeah. And so I didn't want to take on another salon to operate. I needed to find another franchisor for the territory, ideally. But we're managing clients, because one salon's closing, it'll have a refit and then it'll reopen under new management. So managing the comms with clients for that and staff, and it has felt like massive things.
Yeah.
Excitement and sadness, all these massive emotions, but that's business, isn't it?
So when you have, you go through mass change like that in a very, very short space of time and having to, deal with big emotions from people that you work with and for your brand, how do you, cope at the end of the day? Once everything, you've done all your conversations, the kids have gone to bed, you're sat on I'm just picturing your life, I don't know if this is accurate, but you're sat on the sofa and
watching
you're
Real Housewives.
Right, okay, yeah, great, thanks for the context.
Always Real Housewives. You catch up with Cheshire, mind you. Have been watching The Gentleman.
Very
Nothing
good.
like having people's heads blown off to chill you out, is there?
It?
Oh my God, I loved it.
Okay, so this is your decompress
This
time.
is it. So me and Martin, there was a couple of days he was like, if you need to work, I understand. I was like, I don't even want to look at my computer. I want to watch people's heads get blown off.
Yeah.
So can we watch that?
That helped, did it?
Oh my God. And that, when I was in the middle of all of it, when the kids were asleep, me and Martin were binge watching that. And it was just a way of completely
indulging in something
where I don't have to think about anything other than the twisty plots of this programme and the pigeons. Oh my God, I love that idea. When I sell Farnham, I'm going to send pigeons out. Because I've got 4 people that want it.
Oh wow.
Can you imagine?
Love the
highest
pigeons.
bidder gets,
Come on,
send your pigeons back.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was absolutely brilliant. And it was a real great way of completely separating from the stress. But I do go into head down, plough on through mode, which is bad because I shut everything else out. But I just can't even talk about it sometimes. I just have to be really pragmatic and go through the process one step at a time. Keep writing my list, keep going through it, keep thinking of every scenario. But at the time, I felt like I was playing 3 games of chess.
Yeah.
Because I'm playing chess with Horsham and staffing and management structure, and I'm restructuring things there. And then I was playing chess with the closure of one salon and then chess with another opening. And I was like, oh my God. And then you're thinking of every scenario. If this happens, that might happen. If that happens. And that's what I found exhausting.
Yeah.
But then that's being the director of a company, isn't it? In seeing all of the moving parts and what options there are that can help everybody.
But also having to do a lot of that thinking on your own.
Yeah, I did speak to my business part about it, but by the time I actually got hold of her, I'd kind of made all the decisions. I just ran it past her and she was like, yeah, sound fine.
That is a lot of weight to bear on your shoulders, though.
It was, but I didn't do it alone because I had you and Martin, the sounding boards. And it's I'm really lucky I've got some incredible people, because when it comes to that, you just have to shoot the shit, my dad used to call it, or chew the fat, you just need someone that you can be like, what do you think, how's this going to go? Yeah, luckily I still, even though we weren't recording, I could still do that.
Yeah. And
every night Martin was like, what's going on, tell me what's happening, and downloading so that I could work through it.
It's a lot. So tips for when your back is against the wall and you're dealing with a load of strategic decisions or a lot of pressure or a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
Amy Lewis's way, find something that you can completely switch your brain off to.
I needed to, because otherwise I feel like that's when, if you don't have something you can switch off to, whatever that might be, it might be exercise for some people. I'm not drinking that much at the minute, and I try really hard to not drink when I'm stressed, because I don't want to rely on that. I want to have a drink because I enjoy it, not because I'm using it for something.
Yeah.
But I'd also come down with like a really horrible cold, so I felt like shit as well. And I just felt like for the last 3 weeks I have been wading. This isn't even mud, this is fucking quicksand.
Yeah.
But there was always this voice in my head saying, it's because you're onto something.
Yeah.
It's because there's something, you're being tested, it will be okay, you'll get through this.
Totally agree.
And I just think as long as every decision I make, like I'll always ask myself the 3 questions: is it good for the business? Is it good for the client? Is it good for the staff member? And I will always have to answer yes to those 3 when making a decision.
Yeah.
It's not always great for everybody, but is it the right decision? Does it feel right? Stick with your gut instinct. I've done a lot of hypnotherapy, like going to sleep, to wind down and to switch off.
Yeah.
But also, you kind of got to step into your power, and you've got to step into you. I'm running this business. I know what I'm doing. I will get through this. And there was many times when I actually didn't feel that power, and I was like, what am I doing? Am I the person to get through this? Can I cope with this? Can I deal with this?
But there's so I did talk to you a lot at that point, and I think that you were so exhausted.
Yeah, I was.
And you were getting sleep, but you were mentally exhausted.
And I was having to use hypnosis just to get to sleep.
Yeah.
But I was listening to things like courage, believe in yourself, like all of this,
to give you the strength that you need.
I needed to pull on strength, because I couldn't pull on people, because I didn't actually have the energy to say I need help or can someone have a chat. And I also didn't want to repeat what was going on, because it was even more exhausting. I just needed tunnel vision. This is what I need to do. I don't even really want to repeat any of it. It was like, I've got to make some really weighty decisions that have a huge impact on my brand and my business and people. And actually, I feel the weight of people more than any of the rest.
I know. And the things that we spoke about, like your kindness and your approach and your absolute devotion and dedication to the individuals.
I'm not sure it's landed like that on some occasions. I think that's harder when you know that you've done it with good intention, and that person still sees the bad or still thinks the bad. And I have to just separate that and go, I know that every decision I've made has been made with integrity and kindness and the best decision for both the people and the business. And there will always be others that think I'm a greedy bitch or,
with huge generosity.
Oh my God, yeah. Because karma's a bitch.
Yeah.
And I don't believe you'll get successful if you fuck over people along the way.
I totally agree with you. And I know that you can stand in the pure light of your decisions and what you've done.
Because I don't choose money over anything. I choose the people, always. And I think that's a very feminine energy and a feminine approach. And sometimes I wish I could embody a masculine approach and go, fuck it, it's a business. It's business, don't make it emotional. And I really wish I could embody that sometimes. And my business partner embodies that a lot. That is definitely her. That is definitely the way she works. So sometimes she is the voice of reason. But I do choose the emotional side. And it's probably slowed my business growth down a little bit.
I don't think you choose it. I think that's
just who I am.
You, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you as well, isn't it?
Yeah. And I don't think it slowed the business down at all. I think that you cut Moos open, you cut any of the businesses open, and it will pour out with kindness and generosity and people first. Yeah.
And I think when you know you've made those decisions and there's still people that are annoyed with you or upset with you, and also, there was I had some not nasty comments. I just felt like my shoulders became very broad because when you're making the big decisions, you're also the target for retaliation or anger or criticism or blame.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's been a few when people have barefaced blamed me and I'm like, actually, that's not true. Or, and again, it's standing in your power and saying, thanks for your opinion. I really appreciate it. I will learn from it. If I can take anything from it, I will. I don't have to agree.
Yeah.
And walk away.
Yeah.
That's been really tough. But
you're such an epic communicator. You really are. Like, even in the, you really, really are. Especially when things are being said or it's difficult.
Yeah, there's been some unkind stuff.
There's been some really unkind stuff, and you just handle it like...
Oh, like a boss, hopefully.
Like a pro.
But there's also, the universe not only thrown the shit at me, and I'm like, yeah, I can take it. I'm ready for growth. I'm ready for levelling up. I'm ready for all of this. But then there's the other side of things. I couldn't be more apt. You've just seen your... I only play big on your... Come up on your phone.
Yeah, well done. Good old phone, thank you.
Yeah. One of the interviewees on the guest on Stephen Bartlett's podcast, I think it was the psychologist that I listened to, that I said to you about listening to, and he said, people will tell you who they are,
show you,
but they will eventually always show you who they are. Yeah. And do you know what? In the last month, I feel like I'm just getting boom, 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 like mirrors. This is actually who people are.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking at some points, because you're like, wow. I didn't think
test, though, isn't it? Like, people are in difficult situations, things that they are finding hard, and they do show who they really are. They show their true colours, and sometimes it's hard to see. Yeah.
So there's been loads of lessons, and it is something I want to download and decompress with once I've got through it. Yeah. Because we're still not the other side yet. It's just a lot. It's not. Yeah, decisions have been made. Things are happening. Things are moving forward. And it's just keeping that communication open. But that communication has been constant, like constant phone calls, constant conversations.
But this is one of the biggest challenges with growth, isn't it? Like, you've made something that feels cosy, that's like a family. And now we're buckling up for growth time.
We are buckling up for growth. And there's a lot of decisions that have to be made that are business decisions.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, especially like even my own salons as well. Yeah, it needs to be treated like a business now. And it's not a club for everyone just to love, sit and enjoy and sit around, drink tea and chat about their problems. It's a business. Yeah. And I've got to put my business first. So, yeah.
I think I think KG is right. You're getting sent the ultimate test. But even if we row back a week, your strength, what's happened in that relatively short period of time is huge.
It is massive, and it's what most people deal with in a year, I reckon.
Yes, maybe 5.
But I am ready, and actually within I think probably 3 months, let's be real, it's probably been a tough couple of months, but I think I am going to come out, and I will spend some time, like quiet time, listing what I've learnt from this. And it was really funny, actually, because I went to the franchise think tank yesterday in Birmingham, the second one they've done. I fucking love it so much. So,
just to remind our listeners, was it January that you went for the first time? So
the one that I stood up and said what my problem was, and I went there thinking my problem was whether I get investment or whether, after we had a poddy, didn't we, talking about investment, and I was really uneasy. And I was like, do I need investment? Do I grow? Do I do this? Do I do that? I don't fucking know what I'm going to do with it. I need an operations manager. I can't afford an operations manager. I'm doing all the work myself. You know. I have found, outside of this and Martin, I have found the most supportive community within the franchise world, because it felt a bit cold when I first started, a bit masculine, cold, like... And when I say masculine, I don't mean male or female, just that energy of like suits, grey suits, like a sea of them, you know, just like...
Bank manager vibes.
Yeah, it was. And I was like, I don't know if these are my people. And I'm just, I'm like, stick out like a sore thumb here. However, I have found the cool kids, and these guys that pulled this together are absolutely incredible at what they're doing. They have so many superpowers within the franchise space, but they all genuinely care. And it's really weird. I think my perception of corporate men hasn't been great. No. I have not had great experiences with businessmen.
Okay.
And senior management, male senior management. I've had really bad experiences. Yeah. Like been treated really badly or just not had great experiences. And these guys are changing my entire perception.
Good.
Yeah, they're really cool. So,
do you think this might change your perception towards networking?
I don't know. I don't know if we don't go that far.
Oh, sorry. What
But this
was
is
I thinking?
networking. They call it networking. It's like journey, though, isn't it? So it's like that. Just don't call it that.
What do you want to say? We're having a chat.
Yeah, yeah. So it was exactly the same format
Yeah.
as last time. There was a few different faces, lots of familiar faces. I rocked up 45 minutes late, embarrassingly so. They'd only just started doing the intros, and then up came a bloody screen with my picture on going, so Amy, we're going to have a recap on how you've been doing for the last 3 months. And I was like, yeah, sure. I just sat down, looked like the twat, like bougie fucker, rolling 45 minutes late, my face is on the screen. I was like, oh, what a twat. What a twat.
Hello, everyone.
Do you know who I am? Yeah. But then they kept on mentioning me like throughout the whole day, and it was really sweet, but I was cringing inside. Like, please stop saying my name. Please stop saying my name.
Don't recognise that.
And they're like, say, like Amy has, or yeah, Amy has. And I was like, teacher's pet. Yeah, stop it. However, I stood there and said, for the last 3 months, this is what's been going on. And I feel really safe talking about different franchise problems, because the more vulnerable you are, the better the input, I think. And after the first experience with them and sharing all of my vulnerabilities and my fears and my worries and all of this, I was so held and supported. And I've had so many beautiful messages since on LinkedIn from franchisors that are either seeing it as inspirational because they're starting out, or that are really fully in and now just want to help. They just want to give back.
It's brilliant, isn't
It's
it?
so cool. And I was actually talking to a lady that's got a huge franchise yesterday, and she was like, really well done. Like, I'm so proud of you, and it's so lovely seeing you grow, and I'm so excited to see what you do.
Yeah.
And she said, and you've partnered with Tim as well, you're really in good hands. And I said, I never thought there could be businessmen, business people that could be so supportive. I always think there's an ulterior motive. Like, what are you after? What do you want, you know? And I had this really bad perception of people are just, they get what they want and they'll do anything for it. I don't know where that's come from. It must be my dad. And I said, but these people have literally just opened up to me, and all they want to do is help, and they don't want anything for it.
Yeah.
Why is that? And she said, because, and you will get there, Amy, and it won't be long if you carry on the way you're going, but you will get to a point where you will not be in this fight or flight mode.
Yeah.
And your whole business will be operating, and then you'll want to give back because you'll need a purpose. And it's not about the money, and it's not about you've achieved everything you want to achieve, and there'll be a time when you'll want to give back, and you'll be here doing exactly the same as these guys are doing for you. And I was like, wow, I get that.
Yeah.
I really get that.
Yeah.
And I hope I can. And she went, you're already doing it.
Yeah. You are.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was like a real coffee conversation that was only 3 minutes and should have been half an hour. We could have talked about everything, and it was really inspiring. So I sent her a message last night saying, thanks for the very quick chat, but you are such an inspiration. She was like, I cannot wait to see what you do.
Yeah.
Like, this is so amazing, isn't it?
It's the faith.
And what came up, exactly that, the faith in me and my brand and the validation.
Yeah.
And so I said that, what we've been doing for the last 3 months, and they honed in on me saying validation. And I said, I cannot tell you how amazing it is to be validated within a community I was intimidated by.
Yeah.
I felt real fear, like, oh God, I've just got this little brand. We just do nails and waxing. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm winging it, aren't we all? And actually, one of the hosts at the end said, he goes, I want to give you some feedback. He said, the person that was here 3 months ago and the person that's here now is completely different.
Yeah.
He said, just seeing you stand in your power and own your shit. You are standing here. This is my brand. This is what we do. This is what I'm going for. He said, it's like night and day compared to this woman that was standing here 3 months ago going, yeah, hi, I have this problem and I don't know what to do. And he goes, I feel like you've just done a full 360. Is it 180 or 360?
180, yeah.
I never know which one it is. It's
like 360 would take you back to where you were.
Oh yeah, 180.
Yeah. We don't go full circle. We go
We
half
don't.
circle.
So-
It's the opposite.
Yeah, done a 180. And yeah, it was brilliant. And he goes, but validation for you is what pushed you. And I said, because I still do that worry. I still worry, like, is my brand relevant? Is it cool or is it gimmicky? Is it this? Is it that? Am I on something? Am I just pushing something? Should I just go and get a job? Like, What,
Yeah.
you know,
What
and then
yeah.
when you've got people going, oh God, this is amazing. Like, you need to run with this. This needs to get bigger. You're going to be opening 10 to 20 a year. I'm like, really?
But it gives you the strength that you need as well,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah, exactly. Because it's all good and well hearing it from people that love you.
Yeah.
But it's
all the
always
same.
biased, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So when you've got people that are complete strangers going, watch out for this one.
Yeah. She's coming.
She's a coming.
3 months. Look at the change.
Yeah, and I feel it.
Yeah.
I think the hypnosis has helped. I think the people I surround myself with has helped.
Yeah.
It's so important who you surround yourself with, isn't it?
Yes. Big time. You've got the wrong crowd behind you. It does not.
When you've got people that are like, go on, and excited for that.
Yeah.
Excited to see you grow and understand that the time it takes to do that growth.
It's not long, though, for you. Like
No,
this,
it hasn't been. But
because you're so fucking impatient.
Yeah, maybe.
I think we had a conversation and I was like, if I had a magic wand and we could fix this right now, what would it be? And you were like, oh, I just want this, this, this. And within less than 24 hours, that had happened. And my point was, a magic wand is something that can't be fixed. Like, you're just talking about time and you were like, yeah, I know, but for fuck's sake, come the fuck on, please. Less than 24 hours.
Oh, no, I'm
Huge change.
Oh, my God. But yeah, it has been massive. So I want to get through the other side. I'm about 70% through now. And then we've got, like,
I'd
Winchester.
say a bit more,
do you reckon?
actually, yeah.
Then we've got Winchester to look forward to. Look, I'm so stoked for that.
Winnie. Can
Winnie.
we call it Winnie?
Because also the franchisee, she's amazing. She's going to do brilliant things. And I'm really excited to see what she does with that. Like, the way she's designing it. She's already done, like, full-on floor layouts and everything.
God, love her.
Oh, God. Like, dream. An absolute dream. And she's so excited, you know.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah, and she really embodies, she's been a client of ours for a long time. She really embodies like what Moos is about, like second-hand, recycled, upcycled. So she's been painting furniture while she's been waiting to find a property.
Brilliant.
She found a Chesterfield, like a velvet one on eBay for 120 quid. And she's sending me pictures. She's like, yeah, my uncle's lending me a van. This is so much fun.
Oh, that energy,
Yeah.
that starting
Oh,
energy
God,
is
it's
so
just so
nice.
magical.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be partnering, aren't we, Nicole?
Little piggy coming together. It's really exciting. So step out of the friend mode for a second.
Yeah.
As a business, like the opportunity to work with Moos, I meant everything that I said on that email. The opportunity to work with Moos is just incredible.
Yay.
Absolutely amazing. I feel exactly the same as the think tank does. You are going to do epic things. And if I can be part of that in any way, I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it.
So what are you doing for us?
Oh, so we have got... Should we talk about next week first?
Next week?
Next week? Next Wednesday? That's what we're doing first, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So we're having some time together. We're having half a day together.
Mm-hmm. With a gorgeous Yaz.
With you and wonderful Yaz. And we are talking about... It's actually a conversation that started about funnels, isn't it?
Yeah. I was like, if we're going to get leads for new franchisees, I need a way of communicating with them because I've got nothing. I'm doing it like literally weekly. All the thoughts that are in our head. What should we do today? Come on, Yaz, let's put together another email. Like, oh, what a waste of time, you know?
That's not a waste of time.
I suppose it's updates, but we don't have anything strategic when it comes to leads for franchise. And there's absolutely no point in putting advertising out there if I've not got a way of communicating with them. So it's like, let's start from fresh.
Yeah. So we need to get the foundation in place, don't we, that's ready for scale. And also to give you and Yaz the confidence that you've got a plan.
Definitely.
And you've got a strategy and you know who you're targeting.
Yep.
And it's going to be different for every single territory. But the big, bold, hairy, audacious goal for Moos is to have one in every single market town.
Yeah. My first big goal is 50. I want us to get to 50 because then that's when we can make decisions about the growth of the business.
Yeah.
And also, it wouldn't make us the biggest beauty franchise in the country. It'd make us the second. Why are you saying that?
I was going to say, sure, is that right?
Yeah, because Laser Clinic has got 120. We done a whole blog on it the other day, actually.
Never heard of Laser Clinic.
Laser clinics, they're everywhere. Yeah, they're brilliant. Yeah, laser.
Oh, I'm going to do a little shout out, actually. If you are listening to this poddy and you love Moos and you love what you hear and you think that you might want to open one,
Oh, God.
we'd love to hear from you. How do they get in touch, Amy?
email me, amy@moos.co.uk. Yeah.
Who are you looking for? What are you looking for?
Oh, are you going to do the avatar exercise with me now? So, out of the 5 franchisees I've got now, it's a real different mix, actually. But the latest one that's opening in Winchester, this is a prime example of how a franchise can work for somebody. She's been in IT all of her life, like all of her working career. She's done very, very well. She done an English degree, I think, and then kind of fell into IT. And because it's so well paid, it's very hard, isn't it, to get out of a job that's so well paid. And she's gone into project management. She's managed teams, like all of these skills that are hugely transferable. However, she was made redundant. So in her redundancy, she was like, what do I really want? She's wanted a Moos for about a year and hasn't said anything to me, hasn't emailed me. She's had an email ready to send to me for a year, but it's just not been the right time, different family things and all of that. And then she was made redundant and she was like, actually, now that the kids are a bit older and I've kind of got everything I wanted, what do I really want? And she's like, I really want to tap into my creativity. I really want to have something of my own. I want something that I can mentor people, I can coach people, then they can run that business and I can go back to a bit of consultancy if I want, and I can do a little bit of what I want. But I can have the best of both worlds. And I've got another franchisee that's very similar. She's waiting. We're trying to find a premises for her. But she's very similar. She's got a brilliant career. She's a scientist. Brilliant career. But she's exactly the same. Like, this career is great, but I want something for myself. I want something for my kids. I want something to show my family. It's our project together. And then that she can do something on the side if she wants, or she can create an office within the salon. She can work there as well. Yeah. I think that's what we're attracting. A lot of people that see this as like a bit of an outlet. Yeah. They can run the business. They can have some fun with it. like, because the decor is really fun and it's all secondhand and upcycled. So if you're passionate about the environment and you're passionate about the creativity and because every salon is different and everyone's got their own stamp on it. And that's really unique in franchise. And I think that's what people love. Yeah, it's the freedom. There is a lot of freedom in it. I think it's also that burning desire to have something of your own, isn't it? So creating a brand, but not doing it from scratch. You've got the platform so there. You feel like you're part of something, but you can run your own business within that business. But Katie's already said she wants 3. She's like, I'm going to do this, and then I already know the other locations that I want after this. But I just need to get my team and my framework. But that's the project manager in here. Yeah. She's like, I want to get the team and the framework right, and then I can utilise that team and then grow them and mentor them, because that's what she gets so much joy out of, seeing people develop. And I was like, wow. It's so fascinating, isn't it? It's fascinating. People's thought process. That's probably my favourite part, actually. Yeah. When I do that first one-to-one, like, find out, what is your purpose? Why are you doing this? Why Moos? Why do you want this? And their stories are always so brilliant. Yeah. You know, Petersfield, hers was very much like, I want something for myself. Yeah. My husband's had a great career. I've done property management, but I love Moos and I want something for myself. I want to get my teeth stuck into something. Female, like, creative business owners are pretty fucking epic. They really are, yeah. So and also you're kind of not going into the unknown, are you? There's something quite scary about setting up a business on your own, but if you can see other people and you can see what other people have done, you're like, oh yeah, I can do that. It's having the support. So next week we're going to be working on what that avatar really looks like and how to align to her as closely as we possibly can. Yeah. I'm saying her, I mean them. Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking who else we've got in the network. Like, Kriya is a businesswoman. Like, oh my God, that woman's got like 4 businesses, I think. And she runs them within the salon. Like, that's really cool. Yes, yeah. It's really cool, yeah. So she runs her businesses from within the salon and her team. She's another one. So versatile, like, it really is. So she's got aesthetics upstairs that's hers because she's a nurse. She's also got a care company that she runs with her husband. Her husband's got a franchise in a gym. Like, oh my God, she is like epic human. They all are. They're all amazing. And then we've got Gigi, who is one of the best therapists I've ever known. Yeah. And she has run her business so brilliantly because she's such an epic beauty therapist. Yes, it's all about that. It's all about that. So hers is ran as a therapist. All of her team are incredible.
I bet, yeah.
And she's really, really busy because of the level of service that they give.
Yeah.
So it's all very different. It works. It's just very different people.
I love it. I genuinely love Moos. I think it's amazing. Now that I understand, because when we first met and you started talking about franchise, I was a bit like, what the fuck is this? This is good way back when on the accelerator. And then since we've been become friends and we've been doing this, just learning more about it and understanding the structure and the benefits of it. That franchise episode that we did. Just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favourite parts of everything I do.
Yeah, I can
if not the most favourite part. It's really exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. So we have that, and then we're also working together on your new partnerships, aren't we? Well, we'll be your partner on. Yeah, so when we do franchise launches, there's a lot of work that goes into it. It's not just you pay your money and then off you go into the sunset. It's a huge amount of work. And between me and Yaz, we can't continue doing it. And we also, with franchise, it's all about systems and processes. But we need to put those systems and processes into launch as well. So that, Tim is working with me and he really thinks I should be opening 10 to 20 a year. Yeah. He's like, if that's your goal, you need to be doing that, which scares the shit out of me. But he's like, are you ready? Yeah. Because if you're not, what do you need to do? And that's where he's helping me. Yeah. So the first thing I've thought about is we're not ready because we're doing everything ourselves, very much like my salons, and I need an operations manager. I'm like, what do we need to open these salons successfully so that they get the best support package, because that's what they're paying for. Yeah. But also we get the best exposure in the right amount of time. What superheroes do we need? What superpowers do we need that we haven't got? These skill sets, because me and Yaz are brilliant at figuring shit out and just winging, getting it done. Yeah. But we now need to be a bit more strategic about, what do we outsource? Smarter. It's working smarter, and I know that it could be done better than we're doing it because we're not experts in it. Yeah. We're doing a great job and it's got us this far. Yes. But we need to level up. Yeah. Well, also 10 to 20 a year. Yeah, we couldn't do the PR for all of that, could we? Well, it ain't no small feat. No. Not really. No. No. And, rightly so, if we're working on our funnel and we're working on leads and lead magnets, we're doing all of that, we're getting the awareness out there, we're going to have so much more on our plate. The travelling, I'm going to need someone helping me with properties. There's so much we need to look into. So then it'll be, I want Yaz conducting it all. Yeah. Coordinating it all and planning everything. She's the most organised human I've ever met. What an epic role. Yeah, so I want her to be more, okay, we've got Winchester opening. Nicole, we're aiming for 6 weeks' time. Boom, off you go. Susie, we need the design work done. All of that, and it's more of a who's doing what and when. Yeah. Because, it'll be one a month before we know it. That's amazing, isn't it? I think so. It's exciting. And then I still get that whole, oh God, I'm just this girl from Clapham. Oh, who do I think I am? How do we get past this? How do we, or do you think that, because I feel like there's also some sort of little girl from Luton in me that's going, who the fuck do you think I don't mind her actually, because it keeps me a bit humble. I know that people would say it's imposter, but I don't think that's a bad thing. It keeps me grounded. As long as she's not too shouty. No, she's not. She's just like, all right, love, where do you think you're going? Yeah. What are you playing at? What are you doing? Do you not remember when? Come on, get back to the car park with your embassy. Be Vogues now, darling. Oh, God, too expensive. But this is what I mean. Yeah. The change in lifestyle. Not there yet. It's all been super, super crazy. So I've really struggled not doing the poddy. Really? Why? Why have I struggled? I think I am probably having a minor identity crisis on Wildbird. Oh. What is the crisis all about, Nicole? I don't fucking know, if I'm honest. I feel a bit lost. Oh. Do you think it's because you're doing so many different types of things within marketing? Or... I couldn't fucking tell you. I just feel a bit lost. Oh. And I don't know whether it is Hope's coming up for a year. Oh, right, there's a huge disclaimer over this, and that is Hope is the thief of sleep currently.
She's really struggling, isn't
She's
she?
really struggling.
She's off the boob. The boob tap's...
Boob tap's gone. These are like snooker balls in the bottom of a sock. Swinging around belly button height. I'm sure they'll come back, guys. I'll keep you posted.
They will. If
journey.
not, there's some brilliant boob jobs out there.
Right now, there is excess skin. So, she's not sleeping. She's off boob. She's coming up for a year. She'll be on the 10th of May. I don't know what the date is now. It's nearly May, isn't it? She will be 1. And I don't know if this is like tiredness. Me going, right, she's 1 now. Come the fuck on.
Mm-hmm.
We've had like a lull in Wildbird. I feel like it's kind of on a mini pivot. We're obviously doing training courses now. And I am questioning everything. Should we be doing that? Should we be doing this? Should we be doing this? Blah, 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 blah.
Spreading yourself too thin, aren't you?
Blah, blah. Do you think so? And the noise. I did a video, didn't I, last week about
God,
the noise.
The noise is real, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is the bullshit button.
Oh my God.
This is brilliant. There is so much noise, so much bullshit.
Yeah.
So much sales, pitter, patter, fucking shit.
Yeah, but we talk about this. I feel like this is a common theme about...
Because it irritates the hell out of me.
Like, I feel like I should... So it wouldn't change much because obviously they're always listening, the old phones. But I feel like I should be doing all of my searching on incognito because the cookies are like haunting me. Fucking haunting
but it's
me.
exhausting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so exhausting. And oh my God. So, LinkedIn, right? I had someone message me. I really hate people that lie. Sales people especially. And I'm like, Inspector Cluedo. Is it Clueso or Cluedo? I never know.
No, what are you
I don't fucking know.
I'm like
But
a detective.
I'm a detective. So I will not take any bullshit. And this woman was trying to sell me something to do with...
Was it a booking system?
No, it was a CRM for clients.
Was it?
I think so. I don't know. But basically, she said she is a regular client of one of our salons. She lives locally. She's a regular client. She loves our salons, loves everything about them. She loves her time in the salons. But she thinks we can improve our communication with clients better. And I was like, okay. She messaged me a few times. And I was like, I'm going to have a little look on our booking system, see if she comes in. Can't fucking find her. Bullshit.
We used to have a bullshit buzzer at GMTV back in the day. It was brilliant. It was like a big red button and we'd just press it all the time. Beep, beep. Yeah, I'll get that over to you this afternoon. Bitch, shut the fuck up, I'm on the phone.
Oh, I need that bullshit buzzer.
Yeah, we'll get one.
And so I responded saying, just out of curiosity, I've had a look at our system. I've not seen that you've been a client of ours. And she went, oh, I booked an appointment. It was under my sister's name. I booked an appointment at Christmas, but I had to cancel. This is for a patch test. So you've never actually been into any of my salons, but you start your sales email with, you love coming to my salons. So I responded to her and I was like, okay, first of all, I'd just like to highlight I would never do business with anybody that starts a sales email with a lie. Thanks for your time. I suggest in future you don't lie when communicating with people to sell a product.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you think? Do you think she thought you were so big that you wouldn't check?
I mean, I don't know, but I just can't bear it. Like, don't ever assume. We know what that means.
Yes.
Makes an ass out of you and me. But don't ever assume. And I don't care how big this business gets.
Yeah,
you
still
reach
be
out
able
to me, I will do the research.
Yes.
I will look at Company's House. I will do the research. I will find out if you are who you say you are. There we go. Yeah.
Who are you?
Who the fuck are you?
So enjoyable, isn't it?
It is. And I felt like she'd come back to me and said, I'm really sorry for the misunderstanding. I was like, there's no misunderstanding.
You lied and I caught you out,
yeah.
darling.
I hope you've learnt from this, you silly sausage.
Naughty tortoise.
I just can't bear it.
I'm glad you called her out on it, to be fair, because the sales emails, I don't know about yours, but mine are getting more chopsy. Like, can you let me know? Can you respond with a yes or...
Oh, God.
Who the fuck are you?
Chopsy.
It's got well chopsy. How dare they? Are you trying to build a relationship with me because it's not fucking working.
Are you bullying me to buy something I don't even fucking need?
What? Please can you respond with a yes? Please can you fuck off out of my fucking inbox?
You come to me. I don't have to respond to you, you knob. Yeah, there's so much, isn't there? And because there's so many training courses and there's all these people telling everyone how to create these emails, I'm like, fuck off. But you know, like pickleball. Have you seen
I feel like I'm
flicking them off?
Flies off me, like go away.
Yeah, so there is a lot of noise and it is really confusing and it does make you overthink it.
I think they get you if you're vulnerable, if you're resilient and you know and you're on your path. If you are where Amy Lewis is today, you can flick that
bullshit
shit off
buzzer and see you later.
Ta-ra,
but if they're speaking to your pain points, which they are with you,
it's too much. Because it just makes you question.
But there's also people, marketing experts that I'm putting in like quotate. What is it? Quotation. I'm really shit today.
I mean,
I don't know language today. But there are these experts that are telling people, find the pain points, speak to this, and we've talked about that before, haven't we? I feel like we just talk about this all the time.
I know, I'm sorry if we're repeating ourselves, but the noise got a bit too much for me the other week. And you know, there's lots of things going on. I delivered an epic course yesterday, the first one that we've done of Pitch Club with Richard and Andy Rivers, and that was really good. Really, really good. I think we have crafted something that's quite unique, quite special.
Because you're teaching people how to pitch for investment? Or,
yeah. So Richard's talking about the investment life cycle, so how to secure it, what kind of structures you can have, and also, most importantly, how to fucking pay it back. I then go into elevator pitch and investor packs, and Andy Rivers talks about communication, getting in the room, research, and then he does an NLP anchoring exercise, which is so powerful.
See, all that scares the shit out of me.
Why?
Pitching, standing there. It's fear of rejection.
Yeah. Completely.
I'm like, oh, God. I go back to that corporate man in a grey suit.
Yeah, I can see it. So one of the most special things that happened yesterday is we kicked the day off with like rules of engagement, effectively, that are be kind, Chatham House rules in this room. You can share
Chatham House rules.
Yeah, what's that? You can share what we talk about as trainers, but anything that you guys talk about doesn't go beyond this room, because people are being really vulnerable. They're talking about their businesses. They're talking about how they feel. There's a lot of stuff. Be kind, give good feedback, be engaged. Lots of, and I guess I don't know if it's different training, but when we were talking about the structure of it, I think it's really important to change the energy, to put energizers in there, to put exercises in there that give you a start-stop.
Yeah.
Because sitting and talking to a group for a day is a lot.
Yeah.
And we were asking a lot of them, especially when I'm asking them to do an elevator pitch.
Yeah, that is so overwhelming if you've never done anything.
It can be, right? So when it came to my input, I was a bit, because it's the first one that we've done, I was a bit anxious. And we were running behind. So I'm thinking, like, I'm smack bam in the middle of the day. It's Richard, me, Andy. And I'm thinking, right, what are we going to do? And I need to change the energy. We're having a shift, and I'm going to have to ask a lot of them to come up here and do this.
Yeah.
So I teed it off. I said, hello, everyone. I'm blah, blah, blah. I just want to reiterate some of the words that were shared this morning. I really want you to be engaged. I'm going to be asking a lot of you. I know that. But I want you to do it with kindness and with energy. But first, those of you that know me know that I love a game and know that all of my energizers are drinking games without the booze. So can you all stand up for me? I told you this. Yeah. So just for the listeners, I got them to, who's ever done the beer mat flicking off the table and grabbing it? Flick and grab. Bend and snap. So I got them, we've got a big table in the middle, and I got them either side doing that. And it was wonderful because they kind of worked as a team. There was lots of shouting. We did it twice, one trial run, and then they were up against each other. And they kind of got a point each, which was quite cool. And then I got them to sit down, and I said, I'm now going to deliver my 60-second pitch. But after I've done that, I'm opening the floor for anyone else that feels brave enough to do so. And we had about 4 people come up.
Amazing.
I can't.
Yeah, I would have been hiding at the back.
But at that point, they didn't know. Didn't know the structure, hadn't gone through any of the work. It's me just saying, do you want to come up and take this opportunity? And they did, and I'm so proud of them for doing it. So proud.
But this isn't just for property and construction businesses, or is it, that you do this training for?
The stuff that Richard's focus on is about property, but it can be applied to any business. And I did kick off by saying I believe every single business, no matter how big or small, every single person within that business should be able to deliver a 60-second elevator pitch. The trouble is the stigma attached to it, which you've just shared, which is, why do I have to fucking do this? Oh, this is, I don't want to do it. Like, I
don't want to do it.
This is not okay. But if you were sat with someone at a dinner party, for example, and they said, what do you do?
Oh, yeah,
you'd fucking reel it off.
Yeah.
Like nobody's business, because you spent the time to work on your values, to work on your mission, to work on your USP. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And it's really stepping into the uniqueness of every single individual. Because people will go, I can't say that, or I have multiple businesses. Yeah, you fucking can. You just do it in this sentence.
Yeah. Of
course you can. That's fun. Like, I really want to change the perception of 60-second elevator pitches. So that was good. And then Stacey
training session next week?
Stacey and I have got the Marketing Foundation on Tuesday.
Tell me, what's this about?
These guys know too.
I've actually blocked the day out in case you want me to come.
You are so busy at the minute.
I know, but I love taking time out to sit and just write notes. Because actually you just think about your business, don't you? You just think about what's going on.
Yeah, it's a really lush.
Gives you an opportunity to get excited. I came up with so many different ideas yesterday just by sitting down and listening to other people. It's brilliant.
So we will be running through the absolute foundation that you need to do anything marketing. Anything. It is such a versatile methodology that it can be applied for, I need to secure new franchisees, or I want to get my first client, or I want to grow my global business. Whoever you want to target, this methodology works perfectly, and we've used it for fucking years. So I just need a little bit more sleep before Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then I feel like everything will be fine with the world.
You're really falling into this training malarkey, aren't you? Like, you seem to be doing more and more of it, but you're really, really good at it as well. Does it bring you joy, madam?
Don't know yet. I think you'd have to ask me in about a week's time, maybe.
I just think you're onto something.
Oh, I don't feel like it.
Well, no, because it's start, and you never feel like it at the start, do you? But we've had conversations before, and I can totally see you delivering training sessions using superheroes.
Yeah.
Doing different things that really help businesses.
Yeah.
Businesses like mine that don't want to spend 10 grand on a coach, but just need to learn one thing.
Yeah.
And to spend that one day and pay £400 or £500, whatever it is, to be in that room for one day to focus on one part of the business is magical.
Yeah.
So to be able to focus on your avatar and your marketing and to be able to market your own business, there is so much value in that.
Yeah.
And you're teaching them how to do it for themselves.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking, I wonder if me and Yaz should do this. I wonder if me and Yaz should come on this day.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because then we know who we're talking to. You said about elevator pitches. I actually don't have mine because I don't think I have a really clear mission statement. Or yesterday at the franchise think tank, there was a guy who owns this incredible football fun factory, it's called. What a model, what a franchise, absolutely smashing it. And he's like, we have a mission to be the best football coaching provider for children and to put more smiles on kids' faces than any other business on the world.
Amazing.
And I was like, boom.
What's their name?
Football Fun Factory. So they're do inflatables, so they combine football with inflatables, and it's all about joy and fun. It's so cool.
Wow,
and such a cool model. And they've got their own language for everything. They don't call franchise territories; they call them communities, which I might now because I absolutely love it.
That's much nicer.
But they don't have franchisees; they have head coaches. It's just really cool. Everything about what they're doing, and they've got 85 now. I think they've partnered with Centre Parks. They've partnered with TUI. They are smashing it. And they're doing
I think
brilliantly.
you and Yaz should come on Tuesday
Yeah.
rather than Wednesday. Or we do both.
It's when you were saying about it.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know how we missed that.
I think that, like I said, when with the training, if you had then someone like Susie doing design and taught people how to do their own design, their own branding, like, how cool is that?
Yeah, well, you could activate the whole lot, couldn't you?
Yeah, and then if they wanted, you've then got another contact. So you're building that community like I've got with a franchise think tank, but you're building a community of business owners and then partnering them with different superheroes.
Right, on the 60-second pitch, would you like me to deliver mine on here?
Go on then.
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
You got to partake.
I'm not doing it.
No, I'm not asking. Fuck me. Just to clarify, you absolutely shat yourself, right? Do we need to check your panties? Okay. I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it. Yeah. Hit me.
I would like to ask everyone if you feel comfortable enough to close your eyes for me. Imagine a world where superheroes are real, but instead of battling supervillains, they're working for your business. Sounds cool, right? What if I was to tell you that I've curated a team of superheroes with over 80 years experience of making other brands, big, small, start-up, scale-up, global, look epic? Sounds cool, but probably really expensive. But what if I was to tell you that you could have access to that team for the fraction of a cost of a marketing employee? I'm Nicole, and my business is Wild Bird Marketing, and we do exactly that.
Oh, mic drop.
I haven't even fucking finished.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right. Then I just go into, we're a superhero team. We help you with your strategy and we cover everything across marketing, and I'm looking to connect with. I need to figure out what the ask is, but I usually say I'm looking to connect with business owners that believe in marketing and want to use it to their benefit to make a difference.
Nicole Billam, that is powerful.
Right, this is what I want to change about the perception of a 60-second pitch.
Because I had a vision of superheroes. I'm always in cartoon mode in my head. So I had a vision of superheroes putting Moos in loads of different towns.
How cool is that?
Yeah, because that's what you're going to be doing for us, aren't you? You're going to be launching all the salons when they come in. That's
doing all
because
the
we never
local
actually
PR.
finished earlier what you were doing.
Yeah.
So you're doing all the PR, marketing, setup, Google business, like all of it, aren't you?
Platforms, templates.
So that they get their own social media and then trying to get some press coverage locally and
radio,
national.
Yeah, the whole lot.
And then you're going to also interview the franchisees and then do some long form content and then bite-sized piece. Like, it's really cool.
Do you know what? Because I know you so well and know Moos so well, it was really a privilege actually to have such a detailed brief. Because we've spent however many months like in each other's company, and then I thought I know what all your pain points are and what could help.
But
and it's
also
just a pack, like it's a pack, isn't it? We're talking about a launch pack.
Yeah, so you're creating the initial pack to set it up.
Yeah.
And then when we press the button and it's like we've got a 6-week window.
Activation
station. And then that's it. You go in with the rest. You do the interview. I connect you with the franchisee. We leave you to it.
Media training for the franchisee for any interviews that they need to have.
God, there's a lot in that, isn't there? And this
really
is
exciting.
like, it's really exciting, but this isn't stuff that I can do.
Well, I mean,
I couldn't. I haven't got.
Right, when you set up, you're all things to all people, so you do that. But when there comes a point when you're ready for scale up, that's when you plug in your superheroes and plug and play where you need
but it's
them.
so exciting, isn't it? It's so exciting. It's creating that structure for growth. Normal.
This is growth. This is scale up. Like you'll probably have a marketing person that sits within Moos Group long term to cover all of those.
Really?
She's not liking this.
I don't know. I never thought about it. I haven't thought about it yet. I haven't got my structure in place. I haven't got that. But I haven't even got my BHAG sorted or my elevator pitch sorted.
Yeah, but you don't... Look,
I need it refined. I need it really clear. You know what I'm like. If I don't have it written down, I stress because I can't then focus on what it is.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about everything at the minute.
Yeah.
Like I just need it written down. I just need to, what is that? What is it that I put on my wall that is my absolute big hairy goal and this is our mission?
Yeah.
Like what? I don't know what that is yet. And I don't feel like I have clarity.
you've got it for the group.
Yeah, I don't really love them. They're done, but I didn't create them. I just, it doesn't roll off the tongue. I can't remember any of them.
Right.
That's the problem. And I feel like it's all fuzzy.
Yeah.
And that's what I need clarity with. And I think, Yaz needs that as well. So we know this is our ultimate goal. And when those guys from the Football Fun Factory stood up yesterday with their goal, I was like...
Clarity.
It was clarity.
Yeah.
Every decision they make with that goal in mind. Yeah. And I was like, that's what I need right now.
This is like the brand essence. This is the stuff that if you were to cut open a brand, it would pour out. Yeah. And you feel it in every little bit that you touch.
Mine's all about care. Mine's all about we care about the environment, we care about our people, we care about our community. All of that, that's all our values and it's beautiful. But that big fuck off, this is what we're going for, this is what we're trying to achieve. Yeah. I haven't got that. Like when he said our mission is to put as many smiles on kids' faces as humanly possible. Yeah. I was like, oh God.
So all we need to do is just take those values, take those USPs and blend them into a mission that feels so aligned.
That it rolls off the tongue and I know it.
Yeah, the thing for me with Moos is it's that wrap-around feeling and that wrap-around care. It's really emotive because it's not just about the upcycling, the sustainability. It's not all about that.
No, we give a shit. Like that's actually what I want our saying to be, a brand that gives a shit. Like that's all I think of, but you can't really use that in marketing all the time, I don't think.
I think you can if you own it. There's plenty of people out there that do it. You just need to pitch it the right way. But this is... So how do you feel about the 60-second pitch that I delivered?
I thought it was beautiful. And it made me want to work with you. It made me understand what your business is. As in, I know that you pull these superheroes. I know about that. But I kind of had a vision of all these incredible humans pulling together to bring my business to the forefront. It made me feel really excited about what you're doing. And then it made me go, what is it that I need in my business that these superheroes can help with?
But does it challenge your perception of that 60-second pitch? It's not me going, I'm Nicole, this is my business.
Yeah, it definitely made me think of it differently. I mean, I've still got squeaky bum time at the thought of even doing mine. But that's because I don't have clarity. Yeah. I have no problem speaking in public if I have clarity. And I think this is my problem. And I had this in the NatWest Accelerator programme as well. I didn't have that extreme clarity of our goal and our mission and what we are. And if I have that, I can do a 60-second pitch and no problem. But I'm really kerfuffled.
I'd really like you and Yaz to come on Tuesday because I think that this will give you that space and that creativity to do that. Yeah. Because all it is just dedicating a day to it and stepping out of your shoes. Now, the irony of creating this course, which we call BYOB, Build Your Own Brand, is I need to do exactly the same for Wildbird.
Really?
Yeah.
Check you out with your honesty.
Yeah, but it's so hard to do.
On your own?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I have all the same challenges that you have with clarity and really pitching what that is. I know someone yesterday who knows me well, who I've done work with, said, Nicole, can I just talk to you for a second? I was like, yeah, sure. What's going down? Tell me.
What's the goss?
What's in? And he was like, how do you talk about Wildbird like conversationally? I was like, it's a really good point because you've got this like structured, I'm on stage and I'm delivering a 60-second pitch. How do you then flip that to a conversation? I said, Dan, can I be really honest? And he was like, yeah, please. I said, I make mine about the superheroes because I'm so uncomfortable about talking about myself that I make it all about them. And I know that I can do that with ease and with confidence. And because it's what I believe. But if you were to say to me, what's your credentials? What do you do? I'd go, blah, fuck, don't fucking know. Nothing. Meh, don't ask me.
Why are we so shit at this?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's just who you are, isn't it? And that's, of course, in the right environment, when I'm not being a fucking dickhead, I can deliver. But that's why it's structured that way. And I think that I need to do that work. And it's so hard because I overthink it just like every other business owner out there. What do I do? Who am I? What is this? Yeah. What are we trying to achieve?
What do you love doing? I think
I love to make a difference. Like, if you tear me in half, I'm a people pleaser, and I get the most out of making others shine.
Right.
And that's what I love to
Brands
do for
or
brands.
people?
Both. Absolutely both. I love working with owner founders because you're so close to the source of like innovation and
creativity and all of it. Yeah,
brilliant. But then when you work in a bigger business, in corporate, in any big, medium to large business, you can see those changes happen really quickly. If you just flip an individual or flip a structure or a sales process or a sales strategy. Or a marketing strategy, of course.
Because I know that Wildbird is marketing, but you are sales and marketing, aren't you?
Yeah, and I've run from sales for such a long time.
But sales is your background.
Yeah.
But there is something in this.
Yeah.
Because like the excitement of you doing this, like the launches of the salons.
Yeah.
Like you want to get your teeth stuck into that,
Big
don't you?
time,
You're like, I'm all over this.
Yeah.
I want to get the PR. I want to get this. I want to get that.
Yeah.
I see you get really excited about that launch.
Yeah.
But then I also see you get equally excited about this training.
Yeah.
Where you're teaching other people how to manage their business better or do better in their business or learn.
Yeah. So there was a huge bit originally when I started Wildbird. I was like, I just want to empower others to care about their marketing the same way I fucking care about it. Because I believe that everyone should be excited about it. And I believe that you have to have marketing and sales in cohesion with each other.
Of course.
Otherwise it never fucking works.
But this is why we get so frustrated with all the noise, because it's the bullshit button.
Yeah.
Because it's other people and it's going against everything. We're like, no, you have to know how to manage your own business, not just go out and sell shitloads. Yeah. You have to be able to market and find the right people and who are you marketing to, and not overwork yourself by throwing something at the wall and hoping something sticks.
Yeah. So I definitely need clarity within Wildbird.
You need a day off a Tuesday for yourself, don't you?
Yeah. Big time. Big time.
Because also we spoke before about you helping brands get advertising on TV, didn't we?
Yeah.
I still think that's a brilliant thing for you.
Yeah.
I'm speaking with Sky AdSmart next week because I think it's a really great advertising tool, but I think that's something you can get involved with.
Yeah, it's terrifying though for any business. I remember talking to people on the accelerator about it because in lockdown, all of the sales houses, all of the broadcasters were offering incredible deals to get you onto telly because no one was fucking spending. They have all this, what they call distressed inventory that they needed to sell because you have to fill the breaks. And no one was buying anything. So it was like deals 10 a penny.
Yeah, I love the concept with Sky that I think it could work really well. They take all of your database.
Yeah.
And then work out who your target audience is. And then they craft a video or content for you.
Yeah.
And then they only show it to your perfect audience or your avatar.
It's massive.
Isn't it crazy? Yeah. But because it's so niche, it's actually not expensive.
Yeah, yeah. We'll look, when he sends you the figures, we will look at it and see how it stacks up, because Sky AdSmart is very, very clever, but there's also loads of broadcast opportunities that you would think, oh, no one else offers that because Sky's got the data. No one else has the data that they've got access to. It's the biggest that they've got. Everything else is measured by Barb, which is completely different, or connected TV. So you've got a real mishmash of how to geo-target in the same way that Sky does. But that doesn't mean to say that there aren't options there. And TV advertising. So you imagine if you're spending 10 grand a month on digital advertising or socials advertising, if you were to flip that to a TV budget, which most of advertisers that spend that, because they can set up their own ad, they can see how it performs, it's so much more accessible, don't think that they can access TV in the same way.
Well, also, I'm not being funny, but when you think of TV ad, you think millions of pounds, don't you?
Yeah.
Like automatic, I'm like, no, I'd never be able to afford that. But when I was talking to Tim about a budget for Atlas, it's like mapping for territories, which I really want to do. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And it basically allows us to then distinguish what locations are best suited for Moos. He was like, but that's like 4 or 5 grand. If you're going to spend that, spend it on Sky AdSmart. So I was like, TV adverts for 5 grand. He was like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, shut up. There's no way I'm about to do it. He goes, yep.
Yeah.
Because if you niche down, you've already worked out 5 areas that you want to Moos. You've already worked out 5 towns: St Albans, Berkhamsted, Hitchin.
Yeah.
You know, you've at Harpenden, you've already got these places. Amptill, all of these, you could list 10 places that a Moos belongs in.
Yeah.
So why do you need to pay something to figure that out? You don't need that mapping yet. It's great, but you just need to work on what you know. Yeah. And then when you've done all the towns that you know, you either go and travel and find some others, or you use this territory mapping.
Yeah.
I said, but why don't you just spend $6,000 on finding a franchisee in these towns? I was like, oh God, adverts, Sky. What are you talking about? Movies on Sky. But it's exciting.
So if you start on Sky, you'll have the asset for the ad, and then you can pay for the license for it to go national.
Well, this lady that I spoke to that owns the big franchise that I had that 5-minute chat with, I was talking to her about Atlas, and she said, we've got 85, we've only just started using it, just so you know. Don't feel like you need that straight away.
Yeah.
And she said, but I done Sky Ad Smart, she goes, in lockdown, and I still use that same advert to this day.
Yep.
I still use it for everything. Yep. Everything we've used. It was brilliant.
So it becomes Clearcast approved, which means you can apply it anywhere. You can put it out on. There's no stricter approval process on advertising than there is on television. You'll never hit anything stricter. So if you've got an ad that's been cleared, you want to utilise the fuck out of it, and you just pay for the licence to extend it beyond Sky.
Yeah. I mean, it's fascinating stuff, isn't it? But this is where you shine as well. Like, this inside and out.
Yeah.
Do you give this advice to people? Like,
I've never encountered. So since setting up Wildbird, Stacey and I bought a TV campaign through Race for a kids brand called Doodler. Up until, and I've never encountered any brands that have been ready to go onto television.
Because you're working with startups or foundation brands, or?
I'd say so, yeah.
Because you're teaching them the foundations of how to run their business, right?
Yeah.
But imagine if you started dealing with others that you could say, like, for me, again, the conversations of advertising, you have appeased so many things that I thought were way out of my reach. You know all of this shit. Imagine if you had companies that could turn around to you and say, look, I'm thinking of this, I don't want to just be sold to, what's my best avenue? And you'd be like, pay me for a day, let me work through it, let me find out who your target audience is. And
there's so much, like, you don't, when you talk about traditional advertising, it's not just telly. You've got press, which people still rule out and have got a closed mindset to.
Radio, you talked about. I mean, I never even considered
out
that.
Of home, so all of the big screens that you've got everywhere that are owned by Global or Prime Site or whatever it may be, that go across the country. It's the geo-targeting, the niche targeting, but also the scalability is far beyond the reach of what you could be able to achieve on socials.
But why does everyone just think social? Is it just because it's affordable?
So accessible.
Accessible.
So all of the Meta make it so fucking easy for you. Oh, do you want to boost this? Do you want to do that? No, don't fucking boost an organic post that you've done. Said with absolute love, if you're going to spend any pound on advertising, you create something specific for that audience. You're creating a mini ad. You're not boosting an organic post. You're creating.
I feel officially told.
I'm so sorry. I love you, but
I'm a booster.
I know.
Well, I have been in the past, but I don't actually get that much from it. We've tried it. It doesn't really work for us. Because
they're encouraging you. Meta will encourage you to spend. And before you know it, you're spending £500 a month.
Yeah.
But you're boosting organic ads. You haven't crafted.
So this guy, a guy at the franchise think tank yesterday, he's just started up a franchise, and there's a franchise that he's selling for like $5,000, and he's been part of a lot of these communities of like return on investment and spending your money with online ads and all of this. And he's like, yeah, I've got 10 franchises, sold them in the last year, $5,000 a pop, and I'm only spending $1,000 per franchise. And I was like, what? So your return on investment, like you're getting $4,000 profit, but that's not profit because it's obviously your license and the cost of your IP.
Cost per lead is really
so your cost per lead is £1,000, and he was like, "Yeah, but it's brilliant because I've made $50,000. It's only cost me 10, and blah blah." And I was like,
"No, mate,
wow!" And that's purely Facebook ads, and I'm thinking, am I missing something, or what is going on here? Because I've never spent a penny on franchise advertising.
Yeah.
But then that's because we've got our audience that we're talking to. So I've spent money, but it's me and Yaz's time more than anything.
Yeah, but your time now needs to be diverted in the right areas, doesn't it? That's kind of different. And the other thing is, right, let me spin it back this other way. So there is a reason why. Who do you think the top advertisers on traditional media are?
Like Flash or something, isn't it?
No, Unilever and P&G, no.
Who?
Meta, Google, online platforms.
Fuck off.
So do you...
No way. No fucking way.
Yeah.
So, of course they are.
Yeah. Right, so now you tell me that the people that own the digital companies, that own the social media platforms, think that their platform is the best for advertising when they are...
Nicole Billum. Fucking, you've done it again. Mic drop moment. Like that is like crazy.
Yeah. So what an epic PR spin, because everyone, all small business owners are here, and medium-sized business owners, believing that socials is the way forward.
But then all these coaches and all these people are saying, like, push it all. That's where you get your money. Return on investment should be a 4-to-1.
Don't get me wrong, right? If you think there's research to suggest that it's anything between 7 and 13 touch points before you make a purchase decision, whether you are a product or a service. That's 17 opportunities to see a brand. But there is a reason why they are the biggest advertisers on traditional media, because it works.
It's one of their touch points.
But it's a big touch point, and it's got a hell of a lot of fucking ROI on it.
Wow.
Sorry.
Just wow. Don't be sorry. This is like phenomenal for business owners, because I think especially startups just think, oh, I just have to put some money behind Facebook ads and it's really expensive. I don't really know what I'm doing. We all know Google ads are more expensive, but a lot more targeted.
Yeah.
So Google ads for me work better if I'm like putting a new salon in place, because it's like you're searching for nails in that town, for instance.
Yeah, you want to be top of the sponsored list.
But imagine if we can create like a beautiful video of the Moos salons, the vibe, the feel, like the energy, and then put that in the towns that we're based in. Yeah. Like, can you imagine being able to flip that switch? We're launching in Winchester. Here we go.
But imagine if you've got the complementary. So the thing with touch points, if you are spending on, and this all comes back to the avatar and the foundation work. If you really graft at that and understand who you're targeting, you will be able to refine those touch points. So the franchisee that you want to attract, they've seen your ad on Sky AdSmart. Mm-hmm. And then they go on to socials and they're retargeted with the same creative again.
But would you want your own type thing?
And it
but
becomes
this works for so many businesses.
It becomes the breadcrumbs, and these are the touch points that you need.
If you know who your audience are.
Because the traditional model would be, I am an advertiser, I'm Moos, and I've got £1 million to spend on media.
Oh, if only.
Well, it's coming. So I've got £1 million to spend across traditional media, above the line advertising. So TV, press, outdoor, radio, as long as it's tuned
to get my 17
target,
touch points.
Yeah, to target audience. And we'll place them in the best places. We've got these creatives that we'll use, these assets. You would take that to a media buying agency. I don't know many media buying agencies in our area. There's one in Dunstable. I can't think of any others. And what the media buying agency then does...
I would just automatically think I'm going to get ripped off. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Because if I've got £1 million, I would just think I'd get vultures going, yeah, spend this, but we're going to keep 20%.
They do, but it's paid back by the sales house. So it never impacts how much value you get delivered because of the structure of traditional advertising. So the media, the setup of that actually protects the clients.
Right.
So it's not... They're not doing you out of money, but you are buying...
So they get paid by...
Yeah. So all of the money goes to... All of the value of the £1 million, and it will never be more than a 20% kickback from each of the broadcast houses, sales houses, however you're buying that media.
So why are you not doing that?
Being a media agency, it's quite saturated. You've got...
But you just said there's no one locally apart from Dunstable.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe it's different with Sky AdSmart now. So what the broadcaster sales houses are doing is making traditional media more accessible, which means clients can go direct to sales houses, which kind of cuts out that. And
I get that, but then you have to know that you want to go to Sky rather than come to you and you go, well, this could work on ITV, this could work on Disney, this could be really good on Nickelodeon or whatever.
Yeah. So the thing with that is there comes a point, you'd have to work out what the tipping point is. You're probably only going to want to work with brands that have got a media budget of an annual media budget of £1 million, say.
Really? Because it's only 20%,
but it's not 20% everywhere. So it'll be anything from 5 to 10% to 20 at most. Interesting, huh?
It's really interesting.
Because you're effectively working on commission, so therefore that big figure needs to be worthwhile enough to...
Or you just have 10 businesses that are doing...
time. Yeah. My mindset challenge is, I don't know how many local businesses are in that area.
No, but you're saying about £1 million budget. Well, there's a lot of businesses that probably have like a 50 grand budget.
Yeah. So
just get quite a few of them.
Yeah. And we could adapt the structure. I think it's very, very interesting. And
it's fascinating, but this is it, like you said, you know too much.
Yeah.
This is the problem, isn't it? You've got so much experience in different areas of marketing. Like, where does Wild Bird fit with all of that? But I think it does a bit of everything, but it's that full package for a business, isn't it?
Yeah, but then you end up being all things to all people.
Then you get your superheroes to do it.
You've got other stuff that sits within that which we haven't spoken about, like sponsorship, where you align with a partner that really sings to your brand. So if you were to sponsor a podcast, Moos, for example, was to sponsor a podcast, whoever that may be, that's massive, because the loyalty that sits within the podcast long form area is huge.
God, so much to talk about when it comes to marketing.
How exciting.
I think we need to wrap up there.
Oh, okay, bye.
Thanks, though. It's got me thinking, and I really want to come on Tuesday to your marketing. Love you. Thanks for the chat. See you guys.
Thanks for listening.
Don't forget to give us a cheeky follow, wild_moos.
And if you've got anything that you want to hear from us, or if you've got any questions, please just ping us a DM. We'd love to hear from you.
And please subscribe.
Bye.